How are you? A few new faces, so if we haven't met, I'm Patty Smith, and I do programming here. And I get to bring in fabulous people like Mike O'Connell to be here today. So I'm assuming a lot of you grew up with Mike. He moved here from Chicago in the first grade. So he cut his blades on the ponds of Cohasset, and then he moved to the Winter Gardens in Cohasset, and on to the Boston Garden and beyond. He had an incredibly successful run in the NHL, playing over 900 games between the Blackhawks, Bruins, and Red Wings. And then he spent the remainder of his career coaching and managing, where he would go on to win 2 Stanley Cups and a Stanley ring. But I am sure he would say that he is most proud of his lovely wife, 3 amazing kids, and the 7 grandkids who keep him running and rocking all over Cohasset. So without further ado, welcome Mike O'Connell.
So anyway, let me get this thing started. That's a picture of me last year. Okay, 3 years ago. I changed quite a bit, but I'm really happy to be here. And I was telling Patty that when she asked me to do this, that this was not here. There used to be like an old field here that I think that me and a couple of my friends almost burnt to the ground one time. We're out playing with matches. We were like 10 years old. Police came, we started crying, and then they let us go. So I'm happy to be here. All right, before I start, I just want to give you an idea of what, I do have some playing cards, and so I'm going to make a couple available. I'm going to have one question to ask, and whoever guesses it correctly will get the card. So unfortunately, it's not going to be this one, because it's worth $50,000. But you can get a choice between this one and me. That's my rookie card. That was Gretzky's rookie card for $50,000. You can get mine for $2.25. That's my rookie card. And then I have a Bruins card, which is another increase to $2.99. So pay attention when I do ask you the question. If whoever gets to get a choice. And the last one is here is my Detroit card, which is worth 91 cents. So it's your choice. Your choice. So let me see. All right. Uh-oh. All right, so how did I get here? Born in Chicago. See, now I got to read this. I was going to be walking around, be able to do it. But first grade at Osgood, currently the library. Grew up on Fernway, Jerusalem Road, Ledgeway. Played Little League, swim team, Stanley Club, the whole bit. Cohasset Winter Garden was built, as a lot of you know over here, and the Breen family from Situate built it, and I started to be able to play organized hockey there. Usually I was just skating the ponds and started to play organized hockey there. And then I went to Archbishop Williams, played high school hockey there, played junior hockey in Kingston, Ontario, drafted by the Chicago Blackhawks. I was the first Chicago-born person to ever play for the Blackhawks. And my mother was a Chicago native, and my grandmother, so it was a really big thing for them. And 3 years in the minors, Dallas, and now the question is, where's Moncton? Family members cannot answer this. Yes. There we go. You get the choice of the card. New Brunswick. That's right. So it's interesting. So I played 3 years in Dallas and 1.5 years in Moncton. And Moncton was a little different from Dallas. It was dark and rainy. So anyway, I figured, well, I better get going. So then I got called up to the Blackhawks, played for Chicago for 3 years, traded to the Bruins. 5 years with the Bruins as a player. Traded to Detroit. Then after 5 years in playing in Detroit, I coached an international hockey league team in San Diego for a year. And then assistant coach in Boston, head coach in Providence, assistant general manager for the Bruins, GM for the Bruins, then director of player development in Los Angeles and Philadelphia. And now I'm a Cohasset resident, and I'm a friend of Patty Smith. There she is. All right, so today's game day, right? Everyone's watching the Bruins. I thought it would be interesting to see, so we all have an idea what happens on a game day. So I'm just going to walk up here. Sorry, whatever, you're going to miss the audio. I'm going to walk up here. Okay, so they played on Saturday, last Saturday, so probably Sunday was a day off. for them. The Bruins traveled back from Saturday night. They chartered back from Toronto, and so Sunday was probably a day off. Monday, yesterday, they practiced. They both had meetings. Boston was in Boston already. Toronto had to practice in Toronto. They had a 2 p.m. flight to Boston, arrived in Boston, clear customs, blah, 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 team dinner. Boston probably practiced in the playoffs before a big playoff game. They'll probably go the night before, so Monday night they'll have a team dinner at a hotel in Boston somewhere, have breakfast in the morning, and they'll go to the rink. So on Tuesday morning today, it's pre-game. The Bruins skate at 10 a.m. at the Garden, and the pre-game skate, Toronto will skate right after them at 11 o'clock. Not everyone will participate, but you know, it's just a time to get loosened up. They'll have meetings. Both teams will have meetings there. They'll have a pre-game meal back at the hotels. They'll take a rest. They'll arrive at the rink at 5 p.m. for a 7 o'clock game. They'll probably have meetings, videos, and on ice warm-up at 6:20. Game starts at 7 o'clock. So that's their day. That's basically their day today, their day yesterday, and that's really what happens on a game day. 7 o'clock. All right, so here we go. And this is, so watching the games, and I don't know if all of you watched them at all, but why the Bruins are winning. I think that, first of all, the talent spread from between the two teams. The Bruins have a deeper team in talent. They don't have as much high skill as the Toronto team does, but they're deeper throughout the lineup. So their team is a better team, better functioning team. I think their goaltending is better in Boston. They're tougher. The 50-50 puck. So that's a 50-50 puck is when all of a sudden transition happens, there's a loose puck. And there's two players going for it. They each have a 50-50 chance of getting the puck. The Bruins win most of those. Okay, I guess that's what they want. So the Bruins win most of those. I think the coaching is better. Coaching right now is very, very important. I'll tell a quick story. I was playing in Detroit. We had a coach, and we were playing a huge game in Detroit. And the coach comes in. He was a French Canadian. He had broken English, a little bit of broken English. And he comes in and he goes, "Guy, tonight is a game for men." Okay, we're all sitting there. Yep. It take a man to block a shot. Yep. Okay, coach. It take a man to take a hit. Okay, yeah, we're all kind of, yeah. You have to play like a man. Okay, yeah, we said. Everyone understand that? Say, yeah. All right, let's go get them, boys. Anyway, coaching is very important. I think the experience that the Bruins have, they've been through this many times. Their core players have been really experienced. They play a hard style, and their leadership, I think, is tremendous. I think the leadership from Cam Neely all the way down to Cam Neely, from Cam to Don to the coach to Marchand, and this leadership that's preceded these two guys, and Chara and Bergeron, are both had days. They pass on those leadership traits and what's expected of the Boston Bruins, and that's why I think they're leading the series. I'll show you this, if we can get this to run. I'll show you a classic 50-50 puck battle. It's going to work. All right, here's a classic one. See, the white guy goes in there and he wins the puck, spins, and this is what the Bruins are doing to a man. They beat the opposition to the loose pucks and they grab it. You see a better example here. This is right here. Gets in his way, bang, gets in his way, and if you watch the game tonight, they get to the puck first, and they separate, and they come out, bang. This is Jack Eichel. He's a Boston kid. Right here, you can see a better example. And now watch tonight, if you're watching the game, watch how many times they get those loose pucks. And that's the difference. Okay, and so I said the other thing is their depth, the Bruins' depth, and this gives you an idea of how the players are paid. Okay, so on the Toronto team, I think they're top heavy. They have too many they spend too much money for their top players. And their top players are mostly offensive players. And you'll see, I'll show you another a picture of what happens in the playoffs, goaltending-wise. But if you look at Austin Matthews, he makes almost 14%. Actually, that number's a little low. That's his AAV. His actual salary is $13 million. And he takes almost 15% of the team's payroll. And it goes down like that. So you get down into there's 23-man roster. You get down to those 15 or 10 to, these are the top 6 of each player. So there's 23-man roster. So the next 16 players have to take the rest of the money. There's only $84 million they can spend. So that's a significant chunk of money going for 6 players. And 6 of those players are offensive players. 1, 2, 3, 5, actually. And actually, this guy Nylander, William Nylander, he's up to $10 million as well, so it's even higher. Now you look at the Bruins, Pasternak is making big money, but then as you go down the line, there's much more talent spread. They spent more money, they spent more money on their bottom tier players. And in the playoffs, usually the top players eliminate the top players. Usually they're kind of bad, and it's the players beneath them who usually win. And the Bruins have a much deeper team, and that's why I think they're going to win. Now, the next team they play is Florida. Florida right now, I think, is the best team in the playoffs. They are a dynamic team. They pass the puck beautifully. They're big, and you can see how they're spread as well. They're spread, but they're spread a little bit better than actually it could be spread better than the Bruins. And they have a very deep team. Third line, fourth liners contributing tremendously. And that's their next opponent. The Bruins, I think they're going to win this series, and that's their next opponent. So it's going to be a difficult series to win. They have outstanding goaltending, as do the Bruins. But this is going to be a tough one. This is going to be a really tough one for the Bruins, I think. So I just put together some hockey numbers, so you have an idea. Again, I had no idea what kind of, usually when I speak to a crowd, I have an idea of who I'm speaking to. I have no idea who knows what or whatever. So I just thought I'd throw some things out there. So the salary cap is $84 million per team. There's 50 players allowed on each team. You can sign 50 players, so they have a minor league team, and so there's probably 25 and 25. 25 in the major league team, 25 in the minor league team. The minimum salary is $750,000. The average is $3.5 million, and the highest paid player is $13.2, and that's Austin Matthews. He's number 34. He might not play tonight. I think he's got a little bit of a sore throat, so he won't be playing. So that gives you an idea. Boston Gardens, $18,000. So if the $18,000, and now there's another thing. The players go on the road. They get a per diem of $110 a day. So every player gets $110 a day. They have 41 road games. Say the hotels are $300 bucks a night. They each get their hotel room. They stay in, don't stay in, Motel 6s. I can tell you that right now. It's all high end stuff. So the $300 is probably low. But they do get probably 50 rooms, so they probably do get a break. So the traveling party's 40. They have, the head coach makes average coach makes about $2.5 million. Assistant coach is probably $400,000 a year. Some head coaches make $6 million a year, and they should. They have that's the hardest job in hockey, I think. As I told you that story, that guy he wasn't making $6 million. That guy told you. Probably should have made 200 the way he coached. Skates, a pair of skates cost $1,000 each, and they go through 4 pair a year. The sticks are about $220 a piece, and they break like crazy. They break, and they probably go through 100 sticks a year, one player. So the numbers are it's incredible how the money adds up, and can the teams make money with regards to the ticket sales? A lot of other teams they can do that, but not in the National Hockey League. You need a lot more because you're traveling with 41 home games. It's quite expensive. You have coaches and all. So TV deals make a huge part of it, and any other kind of income that you can get, sponsorships and the whole bit. Slap shot speed is 100 miles an hour. A lot of these guys can shoot the puck 100 miles an hour. Skating speed, the top level is 24 miles an hour. which is extremely fast. Most of the hockey is short bursts. You know, coast, short burst, managed space, and the total distance one guy skated in the year was 309 miles during the year. All right, so this is hockey in the 60s right here. All right. So that's the Ranger game versus Montreal. I think it's and I took that picture. So this guy's probably shooting the puck, and you can kind of see all the net, right? And now this is the new hockey right here. This is why it's so hard to score. The puck is on his stick. So he's trying to score through. You got the goalie. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys in front of him. It's almost impossible. And so the analytics now show you that to shoot from the point is there's no sense. So you got to send it down behind the goal, let them muck it out down there. Hopefully get a race to the puck, like I talked about earlier. First to the puck, the 50-50 pucks, you get those and you create that space and you circle the puck down low, and that's how most goals are scored. But this is crazy. There's me. That's my rookie year, and those are 2 Hall of Famers. That's Gordie Howe. Yeah, I think I kissed him then. And I didn't. And my goalie said something nasty to me. That's Tony Esposito, and I stuck him in the face. I said, "Screw you, Tony." So after I played, I went on to coach, as I said, coached San Diego, hired assistant coach with the Bruins, hired as head coach in Providence, general manager in Boston, and that was a challenging job, very challenging. And and I coached for a little while, but coaching is the hardest job for sure. Coaching an NHL team is extremely hard. Managing is difficult as well, but coaching is the hardest job. And you look at these coaches, especially on a football team, you see these guys make they should make a lot of money. It's an extremely difficult position. You're under an enormous amount of pressure. General manager as well, but not as much, but still, it's a difficult job. And having done basically almost everything there is in hockey, being a player, being a coach, general manager, assistant general manager, and then director of player development. The best job is playing, of course. The second best job was my last job, the director of player development, where you're basically working with young men and trying to realize their dream. And it was terrific. There I am. I was working in Los Angeles. So we started a development program. 5 years before we started this development program, we were the worst team in the league. We had no sponsorship. I remember watching the games. I'm living out here, and I was working for Los Angeles, and I watch our games at night, and I watch our games on TV, and I look at the ads on TV, and I'm thinking, okay, well, you can tell by what kind of popularity they have by the ads that people buy the advertising for the. Well, there was like one ad was a tattoo parlor in Santa Vista, and the other one was a bails bondsman, and so I'm going like, are you kidding me? I just came from the Bruins and the whole bit. We got Toyota, we got Apple, and they got bail bondsmen and tattoo parlors. It was advertising between the periods. So anyway, 5 years later, we won a Stanley Cup, which is unheard of. It's an incredible amount of work, and I credit, our general manager for creating that culture. But he also instilled in us and a belief in us that we have to make these players better. We have to do it, and he gave us basically carte blanche to develop a program similar to baseball and get these players, get your 5th, 4th, 5th, 6th rounders playing for your team. Because salary cap errors, as I saw with Toronto, you can't have that many people making that money because it's going to hurt the whole performance of your team. So we went through this on ice thing, and so this is our first cup, and we won it in 2011, 2012, right after the Bruins won theirs. And so this is an extremely proud thing. When we won the cup, to get your name on the Stanley Cup is incredible. And I got it on twice, which is really, really something. Right there. And, you know, and we have all these players here came through our system. You know, Bernier did, Clifford, Dowdy, Drewski, Dwight Evans, Dwight King, Martinez, Lewis, Noland, Quick, Jonathan Quick, Slava, and Westgarth. And I still know these guys, to build those relationships with these guys because you know, we were giving that opportunity to get to know them and show them their way, and they can call us. And these guys still call me and ask me for advice. And and I went to a few of their weddings, and it's the best job in developing young people and to let them realize their dream. So winning the cup, you get to bring the cup home, right? Everyone gets a day with the cup, and it's an unbelievable day. And I have some family here, and they all bring. I brought it to Cohasset. That's out at the beach. That's me and my granddaughter Gracie in the cup. My family there. My granddaughter Ella, and these are my brothers. And at the Pilgrim Arena, my dad built that place. He built that 50 years ago. So 50 years ago, last year, there was a 50-year anniversary. So I went and they put my dad's picture up. And that was his idea. 3 rinks, a middle rink so the kids can learn how to play. And I think about all the people that have gone through that rink who have excelled and become great NHL players. And not only that, but great high school players and college players. And it's a real proud thing for me to. So when I brought the cup, we rented the ice for an hour, had the cup on the ice. We also, all my buddies and relatives, and we skated around and played a game, and the cup showed up, and so we had a little party outside. So we brought that, and those are my brothers, my 4 brothers. It was a great day. Here I brought the cup to the police station and the fire station. Those guys got a ride. We brought it around town. This is the lineup for it at the Common. It was a great day. People waiting to see the cup. It's like, I remember we had the cup. I think my wife and I stopped at, we took a picture somewhere, and all of a sudden people see the cup, and they're like, it's like, oh my, is that the Stanley Cup? Yeah. People's tires are screeching. It's like I had the Mona Lisa in my hands. It was crazy. And they're lined up, and the NHL does a really nice thing to give that, to let each player, not each player, each person who's responsible, whose name was on the cup, to get that day with the cup. And it's fabulous. I'll never forget it. In fact, I took a picture. We're on a boat one day, and after our second cup, my niece went by in her boat, and she snapped a picture of us, and we still have it. And I remember, so I took the picture, and I said, Rose, remember that picture? She said, yeah. We were on that boat, and this is after our second cup. We're thinking, what are we going to do when we win the next cup? And actually, my granddaughter said to me, okay, when are you going to win another cup? I didn't have a chance to sit in. When's my turn? I said, oh, well, it could be a little late now. But anyway, it's a great day. Again, just down the fire department came with the truck, picked us up, put the cup in the truck, and brought us down to the Common. It was great. Hundreds and hundreds of people got their picture taken with the cup, and it was great. It's my granddaughter Ella, and this is my family. We had it in our house, and we could see this. There was a lot of people. This is just a family shot, and our family's grown. A lot more little babies, and I was looking at the pictures today, and I couldn't believe all the pictures we have of kids in the cup. It's terrific. It's terrific. That's Gracie in the cup there, and that's at our house. So these are some of the things that something that I'm really proud of, I guess. That's the Stanley Cup we won. My name up there. I was recently named to the historic 100 players in the Bruins history, which was kind of surprising. I thought it might have been 102 or 103. But, nice. I played in the NHL All-Star Game. I played in the World Championship and a Canada Cup for Team USA. And I still hold the record for the most goals scored in a game, consecutive games, 7. So I had that record for probably, I had that record for about 25 years, right? And I knew that it was a record for the Bruins. And, you know, I feel pretty proud of that because they had some really good defensemen. Played at War and Bork and these guys, and they've never done it. So about probably 5 years ago, a guy from Washington Capitals, you know, he's got 6 goals. And I said, wow, he's gonna break the NHL record. I said, he's gonna break O'Connell's NHL record. I was like, I have an NHL record? So I went like 25 years without knowing that I had an NHL record. I would have had that on my house. Every time I was introducing NHL record holder, I missed 25 years. But he actually broke it, so, but that was nice, it's nice to have it, you know. It is what it is. It's a long time ago. All right, now this is my teammate, Rosemary. All right? Now, and Rose, if you want to say a few words, if there's any like baloney here, you know, am I making any of this up? A little bit. Yeah. So anyway, Rosemary, she grew up here in Cohasset, and that's her with the cup. That's great. I have a picture of her with the cup, she holding the cup. It was a terrific day for us in our house. And I dragged her out of BC in 1977. She was a student there. We got married, moved Dallas, brought her Dallas to Moncton. She was a TV reporter there on the English channel. I don't know what she talked about. Maybe you talked about, I don't know. What did you talk about anyway? All right. Went to, so she left BC, Moncton to Chicago, attended Loyola in Chicago, Cohasset, back to Cohasset, finished up in BC, 9 months pregnant. She was big. She was big.
Unnecessary.
Well, actually, I can remember Father Wood was kind of like, oh, dear Rosemary, dear Rosemary. And Boston, now we went from Boston to Detroit with 2 kids and a dog in tow. Detroit to San Diego with 3 kids and a deaf dog in tow. San Diego, moved from San Diego back to Cohasset. I had no job. And then we're Cohasset and we're not moving. We're not moving. So that's all I got. That's all I got.